All right, y'all, what's going on? Goofy Rexy here. Hope everybody is doing well. Wanted to talk about Visions of Tomorrow, which is going to be an event that's going to be starting here on Sunday, right? On the same day when the event campaign starts for Viv Vision. So that's going to be the way that we're going to be able to get some shards here for. So they're doing this event, Visions of Tomorrow, which is very similar to the event that they did for Valkyrie, right? Where they had like the event campaign, and then they also as well had the like the different milestones, like the 2-day milestone. They had a main milestone where you were able to open up these different orbs and get points towards that, spending power cores. This is an infographic that Benny Westside, Tana, Minball TV, like they did for this event here, and then we got a breakdown of what that event is actually going to look like here in their blog post. Visions of Tomorrow starts 8/14, so that's 2 days. Well, for when you're watching this video, it's going to be a day from now. And it kind of broke down some of what you're going to be able to get here: Viv Vision gear, shield character shards, which I guess that's okay. Adamantium arm, that's the big one, right? Because that is the amount that is going to I think that's like 10k points, right? Because the other ones have been what, 6, 8. I think that one's 10k. So definitely a reason to definitely pay attention to this here. So I'm sure that Boylan's going to do a math on what that looks like. So definitely check out his video. I'm going to check out his video too, as to take a look at the math on that stuff. Relay circuits, 5 red star vision. So don't upgrade your vision as of yet. Wait to upgrade your vision because you're going to get a 5-star red vision and then also some more stuff here. But what I wanted to talk about in this video is mainly the best Iron Will characters as we're going to be going into this event campaign here. So I got them pulled up on my roster. I got to claim all those little goodies there, but I filtered my roster by Iron Will characters here, and I wanted to talk about the best characters for this event. So I kind of broke it down into like 5 different sections that I'm going to go through. So number one, I'm going to kind of just rank the top 5 characters that have the Iron Will tag. I'm going to talk about those characters. I'm going to talk about the best synergy in terms of just like the teams or the characters that are available, the best synergy that you can make from those teams. And then I'll talk about some of the ones that make the most sense to build just based on other content. And then I'll talk about what I'm planning on using and then some other comps as well as we kind of go through it. So let's start it off with the top ranked, right? The top 5 ranked characters. So and this is, like I said, all of this are usually subjective, but I try to be objective. All my lists I try to be as objective as possible, but there's always some sort of subjectivity in there, right? So let's talk about it. So for me personally, if I'm looking at individual characters, I would say the top 5 for me would probably be Gamora, Lady Deathstrike. I really like Lady Deathstrike. Iron Man for just pure raw damage. Same thing with Gamora, pure raw damage as well. I think Silver Samurai definitely also makes this as a top 5 character for me too. I think Silver Samurai does a lot more than people realize. I think he's a little bit of an underrated character here. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. And I think Vision is also, I will put Vision in the top 5 as well. I know you're kind of probably wondering, like, what about Mighty Thor and Valkyrie? I think that they're good characters. I just think that Vision provides a lot more control if you're kind of looking at some of these matchups here and what he can do, especially now with being a little bit more boosted. But that's the top 5 ranked individual characters, right? So that's just to kind of give you an idea. And if we're talking about best synergy based on who has the Iron Will tag, so obviously Bionic Avengers are going to have the best synergy here because you have 4 characters that are here. The only one that's missing right now is Hulkbuster, right? So therefore it's like, okay, if you have the other 4 characters, they can function not as well in Doom 3 raids because you do need that Hulkbuster to give them that extra damage, but then also that 1.5 well, the 50% increased health with 4 of those Doom 3 raids. But we're not talking about Doom 3 raids, we're talking about the event campaign here, and they're still going to be a good team outside of raids. They're actually still a pretty decent powerhouse team. So I think if you have characters like Deathlock and Viv Vision, that you can go in that direction. But I don't really want to talk about them too much because they are these 2 new characters that are here. If you haven't spent to get them, then this is going to be kind of irrelevant to you for me to even really talk about this full team. So therefore, I'm kind of going to skip and talk and kind of just move on from there. But if we're looking at some other synergies to talk about, Gamora is pretty good with Nebula, right? So we've seen these characters before for some of these event campaigns. I like Gamora and Nebula for that synergy. They assist each other. Nebula There's a lot of other things that they're doing. There's heal block there. Nebula can give a counter. Gamora can do heal block. You're also getting the bleeds. A lot of damage output that you're getting from Gamora here. So I would definitely say Gamora and Nebula are two good characters to use together. But being that Gamora is here, I think Miss Marvel is also a good option too, right? Because Gamora is a hero brawler. Miss Marvel assists on hero brawlers' turns and can also gain assists from other hero brawlers. So I do like that option. So you're kind of talking about Gamora being able to get assists from Nebula, Gamora being able to get assists from Miss Marvel, things like that. I think will just work to break down and sort of attack and do a lot of single target damage. So I do like I like that synergy there. I think that could actually be kind of a nice little key factor potentially in being able to get some stuff done there. There's also America Chavez, who's here, who's a part of the Young Avengers team. A lot of players probably already built up Young Avengers, right, for Fam and Scourge. So using America Chavez alongside with Miss Marvel will definitely, I think, will be a good direction to go in, right? If we've already built up these characters, you can get some solid value out of them there. And then I guess if this is not necessarily synergy wise, but I just kind of I would just like throwing in Lady Deathstrike there just to be able to get some additional control with some speed bar reduction, some defense downs where Gamora can just take advantage of the defense downs and just do outright just pure raw damage. Right, I would like to kind of see that with Lady Deathstrike being able to do that. So yeah, I think that there's some good things that are there. The bleeds too from Lady Deathstrike I think will also be pretty good. It's a shame that she's not a hero brawler, right? Because then she could get some synergy. Unfortunately, Miss Marvel only assists with hero brawlers, so not villain brawlers, right? So that kind of is a little bit unfortunate here. Other natural synergies to talk about too: Valkyrie, Mighty Thor. I know mine aren't built up, but I know other players will have them built up here. You have Heimdall that's here too, so that's 3 characters that are part of the Hero Asgardian team. Both Valkyrie and Mighty Thor had pretty damn good releases, right, for stars. So a lot of players probably are gonna have some good stars on these characters. Valkyrie's event is basically essentially an exact replica, or Vision's event is essentially an exact replica of what Valkyrie's event was. And of course, Mighty Thor, with the mistake that happened, a lot of players were able to get some really good shards there from Mighty Thor as well. So yeah, having these 3 characters together I think would be pretty good. Some decent usage, I think, even outside of war, right? I mean, you got Mighty Thor who can clear some positive effects. You have the ability block and then the stun from Valkyrie. Unfortunately, you have to T4 both the special and the ultimate to be able to take advantage of those debuffs. Heimdall is also kind of interesting. He is a hero brawler as well. Actually, Valkyrie is a hero brawler too, right? So there could be some fun little synergy that you can use there with probably Miss Marvel if you wanted to go in that direction, to use maybe Hero Asgardians and then probably use Miss Marvel and maybe like Gamora or something like that, or another hero brawler that could, or maybe just another controller like Vision that could probably help out with some stuff there. So yeah, I mean that could be very interesting. Hero Asgardians, because of Heimdall and Valkyrie, Mighty Thor will have this higher crit chance. I'm gonna be able to do a lot of damage. She has a lot of piercing damage. So there could be some really interesting stuff here with Hero Asgardian that could work. Now that's kind of segues into like what makes the most sense to build, right? I think if you're looking at just overall content that you need to get done, the Hero Asgardian team, if you haven't built them already, would make the most sense to be a build out for this event, because obviously you're gonna probably use them as your main team for the War Scourge event. I think you're gonna have to build them some which sort of way anyway. So I feel like, yeah, Hero Asgardians, building them out now, getting them ready for this event that's gonna start on Sunday, could be a good direction to go in here. Also Bionic Avengers, right? Bionic Avengers, if you have, it's hard for me to talk about them because I know that not everybody's gonna have Vision and Deathlock. So that kind of eliminates a lot about it. But if you have Iron Man and Vision, it would make sense to build them. You're gonna need them for raid content. You're also gonna need them for, most likely they're gonna be the main team for your Death Scourge event as well. So you might as well invest. Chavez, Miss Marvel, Young Avengers, you probably build them for Famine Scourge. If you haven't built them for Famine Scourge, then you're probably going to want to build them for Famine Scourge. So those are sort of kind of my thoughts here. I could see maybe some earlier players maybe getting some usage out of maybe like Magneto, maybe Juggernaut, but so as a synergy together. But I don't like that really. The characters that I've already talked about here are probably the ones that you're going to want to focus on. The ones that I haven't talked about are the ones that you can probably kind of just flat out ignore, right? In my personal opinion. But yeah, I mean, I think those are kind of some of just like your best options. Now, what am I planning on using? Let's talk about that really quickly here. So I want to go with something that's fun. I could use a full Bionic Avengers team, and I may end up still doing it, depending on how the content goes. But I think what I want to try out here is going with Gamora, Nebula. I kind of want to use Miss Marvel, just to kind of get that little synergy going. Hero Brawl synergy with Gamora, get some extra assists there. Silver Samurai. I think Silver Samurai is such an underrated character, man. There's a lot of the stuff that he does here between, he's a good tank. He provides solid damage. He stuns. He flips counters. He applies bleeds. I mean, he can apply heal block whenever he gets attacked. If he's taunt, he does a lot of really good stuff. A good amount of damage too that you can get from Silver Samurai. Now I might be saying that because I have a 7 and 6 Silver Samurai, so mine does dish out pretty good damage. So that's probably the reason why I'm saying that. But Lady Deathstrike and Silver Samurai here, they can help to boost each other a little bit here with, so I think that I'll probably use them. So I think what I'm going to do is like Gamora, Nebula, Silver Samurai, Lady Deathstrike, and then Miss Marvel. I'm going to try that out first, see how that works. Maybe I might not have enough damage, but I do think that Gamora, Nebula, Miss Marvel will provide me a decent amount of damage, and LDS, Lady Deathstrike here, and Silver Samurai will provide me a little bit of additional control and some decent damage as well. So we'll have to take a look at how that looks. So those are my thoughts, guys, here on sort of what I'm going to be doing. Some options that you can probably use as well. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this is helpful. I like to do these videos where I talk about this stuff. I usually find it to be kind of fun. So hopefully you find it to be fun as well. But listen, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell so that you know when the videos do go live. And then until next time, guys, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Bye.